Dos Anjos pulls out with his bruised foot, and then Jose is not fit. So even Nate tried to play. Nate tried to exit the fight cleanly. You know, there was many discussions. It doesn't matter what weight divisions or anything, or even what belt is on the line, because really I should create my own belt, because I am in myself my own belt. It doesn't matter weight. It doesn't matter if it's a featherweight, the lightweight, the welterweight. It's the McGregor belt.
Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor. You know what they say. Everyone has a
minute on the clock. Diaz gets the mouth.
The fight between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz was unexpected and chaotic, fueled by last-minute changes, heated trash talk, and two of the UFC's most polarizing personalities clashing on short notice.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do this.
Not a chance.
Conor McGregor was originally set to fight Rafael dos Anjos for the UFC Lightweight Championship at UFC 196. At the time, McGregor was the reigning featherweight champion, the weight class 10 pounds lighter, and was attempting to become the first fighter in UFC history to hold two belts simultaneously. But on February 23, 2016, calamity would strike. Just 11 days before the fight, Dos Anjos withdrew due to a broken foot, leaving the UFC scrambling for a replacement. Several fighters, including Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar, were approached but declined due to the short preparation time. But Nate Diaz, known for his toughness, striking skills, and trash talk, accepted the fight on 11 days' notice. He was born ready. Instead of fighting at 155 pounds for lightweight, both fighters agreed to fight at welterweights 170 pounds since Diaz wouldn't have time for a proper weight cut. The fight buildup was chaotic, featuring some of the most iconic trash talk moments in UFC history. McGregor, always a master of mind games, mocked Diaz's speech, intelligence, and fighting style, saying, "He's like a little cholo gangster from the hood, but at the same time, he teaches kids jiu-jitsu on a Sunday morning. It makes no sense."
He's like a little cholo gangster from the hood, but at the same time, he coaches kids jiu-jitsu on a Sunday morning and goes on bike rides with the elderly. He makes gun signs with the right hand and animal balloons with the left hand. So you're a credit to the community.
Diaz fired back, accusing McGregor and the UFC of being on steroids. Everybody's on steroids. The whole UFC is on steroids.
Everybody's on steroids. The whole UFC, everybody.
This exchange went viral, setting the tone for the fight. The infamous water bottle incident happened. Both fighters hurled insults, and McGregor slapped Diaz's hand away when they squared off. Tensions were high, and the fight became even more personal.
Your teammate Gil and Jake were two caught on steroids. Did you know they were taking that stuff? Did you know they were taking that stuff? Did you?
You're on steroids.
Despite being a late replacement fight, UFC 196 became one of the most anticipated fights of the year. Fans were excited to see how McGregor would perform at 170 pounds, a full 2 weight classes above his usual division. Diaz, known for his durability, cardio, and jiu-jitsu, was seen as a dangerous opponent who could test McGregor in ways others hadn't.
Congratulations to you, motherfucker, on the show.
Are you gonna keep this? Are you gonna keep this standing up, or are you gonna test his jiu-jitsu skills against yours?
We're gonna fight.
McGregor entered as a heavy favorite, with bookmakers posting an aggregate of minus 400 betting odds. Many believed McGregor would knock Diaz out early, but others saw Diaz's durability and jiu-jitsu as potential threats. The hype, trash talk, and sudden nature of the fight created an unpredictable must-watch event you couldn't miss for the world. The D-Day came, and it was March 5, 2016, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. What an electrifying atmosphere, with 15,000 people going wild. May the best man win dominated most exchanges, landing clean punches and avoiding major damage. The game was off to the best start possible for McGregor. But Nate Diaz has more than a few tricks up his sleeve. And took McGregor's back, locking in a rear naked choke. McGregor tapped out at 4:12 of round 2, giving Diaz the submission victory. Not a good look for McGregor, but Diaz's durability and cardio outlasted McGregor's early power. McGregor gassed out in the second round due to inefficient energy use, and Nate Diaz handed McGregor his first ever UFC loss. And Diaz's famous post-fight line, "I'm not surprised, motherfuckers."
How's that feel?
Hey, I'm not surprised.
Cemented the moment in UFC history. This fight led to an immediate rematch at UFC 202. Immediately after the fight, McGregor demanded a rematch at welterweight, claiming he wanted to prove he could beat Diaz at the same weight class.
Lost the contest at a specific weight against a specific individual, and then I said, well, you got me this time. I'll get you at that weight. So it makes sense for me to have the contest at 170.
The rematch was originally scheduled for UFC 202 July 9, 2016. However, McGregor refused to participate in media obligations, leading UFC President Dana White to pull him from the event. McGregor briefly announced his retirement in April 2016 with the now famous tweet, "I have decided to retire young. Thanks for the cheese. Catch yous later." After negotiations, the fight was rescheduled for UFC 202 on August 20th, 2016.
The fight went the way it went, and now I have an opportunity to prove what I am saying, like I've proved many times before, that what I say is correct. So I look forward to August 20th, where I will come in correct, prepared, sharp, and I will take this man out.
McGregor and Diaz engaged in one of the most volatile pre-fight buildups in UFC history. At the UFC 202 pre-fight press conference, things spiraled out of control. Diaz stormed out, flipping off McGregor while walking away. Both fighters and their entourages started throwing water bottles and energy drinks at each other. Security had to step in, and the UFC fined both fighters later. After his loss at UFC 196, McGregor became obsessed with cardio, endurance, and game planning. He brought in taller, bigger sparring partners to mimic Diaz's style, focused on leg kicks to slow Diaz down and improve his gas tank. Diaz remained relaxed, confident that McGregor wouldn't handle his durability and pressure. He mocked McGregor's adjustments, saying he can bring in all the people he wants, but he's still the same fighter beside. The official weigh-in on August 19, 2016, was another fiery moment. McGregor and Diaz went head-to-head, nearly brawling on stage before security separated them. The crowd was heavily divided, with Irish fans chanting for McGregor and Diaz supporters returning the energy. The atmosphere at UFC 202 was electric, with an intense buildup due to the heated rivalry between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz.
Give us your thoughts on this rematch.
He should have killed me when he had the chance, because now I'm back, and I'm going to kill you and your whole fucking team. You and them bitch tits.
I train always hard to kill. He already dead from the last time. This a new guy. So killer can't be killed again. USA, mother.
Nate Diaz, ladies and gentlemen!
The T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas was packed with fans, many of whom were Irish supporters chanting for McGregor, creating a lively and passionate environment. Diaz, with his own dedicated fan base, also had strong support, making for a split and vocal crowd. Both fighters engaged in intense pre-fight trash talk. The weigh-ins and press conferences were chaotic, including an infamous bottle-throwing incident. Expectations were off the charts. The tension between the two was real, and you could feel their blood boil as both fighters took the rematch personally. McGregor was obsessed with revenge, while Diaz was focused on proving the first fight wasn't a fluke. The drama, trash talk, and chaos skyrocketed UFC 202's pay-per-view sales, making it the most successful event at the time. At UFC 202 in Las Vegas, Nevada, it was a highly anticipated rematch after Diaz had submitted McGregor in their first bout at UFC 196. This time, he was going to reclaim his position as the top contender in the UFC before 15,500 fans tonight. McGregor opened aggressively, using precise counter-punching and effective leg kicks to disrupt Diaz's movement. He knocked Diaz down twice in the first round and once more in the second with his signature left hand. Despite this, Diaz remained composed and used his durability to absorb the damage. But as McGregor slowed down in round 3, Diaz turned up the pressure, pushing McGregor against the fence and landing significant strikes. Diaz dominated the round with high-volume punching and clinch work, nearly overwhelming McGregor. McGregor appeared fatigued, but managed to survive the round. McGregor regained composure in the fourth, using movement and counter-striking to regain momentum. Diaz, sensing urgency, came out aggressive in the fifth round, pressing forward with volume punches and attempting a takedown in the final seconds. The fight ended with Diaz landing more strikes, but McGregor doing enough earlier to secure the decision. The victory was McGregor's redemption, proving he could compete at 170 pounds and adjust his strategy after a loss. The fight was one of the most exciting in UFC history, showcasing McGregor's precision striking and Diaz's relentless durability. The bout set up the potential for a trilogy, which is yet to happen. Nonetheless, Conor McGregor had been laughing all the way to the bank with his $3 million guaranteed dollars, the highest guaranteed purse in UFC history at the time, while Diaz won't be complaining much with his $2 million in the bag. McGregor reportedly earned over $10 million in pay-per-view bonuses, while Diaz took home $8 to $10 million. Both fighters received a $50,000 bonus for delivering an all-time classic. When you include other sponsorships, the total estimated earnings for McGregor is somewhere between $13 to $15 million, while Diaz takes home around $10 to $12 million. Not bad, coming from the first fight's pay, which was $1 million for Conor McGregor and $500,000 for Nate Diaz. Both fighters earned an extra $50,000 for performance of the night, since this was the fight that cemented the bitter rivalry between the two as blockbuster. UFC 202 broke the UFC's pay-per-view record at the time, proving McGregor and Diaz were two of the sport's biggest draws. The event solidified McGregor as the sport's top star, leading to his future boxing match against Floyd Mayweather in 2017. As for Nate Diaz, despite the loss, his popularity went through the roof, and he remains a major pay-per-view attraction today. If you enjoyed this video, check out the destruction of the cocky fighter, McGregor vs. Alvarez.